Welcome to Rakhi's desk. Hi everyone, I'm Rakhi. This is the Salesforce record level security part 2. In previous session we have already covered the different security aspects here: profile, permission set group, roles, OWD, role hierarchy, sharing rule. In today's session we will do practical on all of these topics in the Salesforce org. In the previous sessions, I have already covered Salesforce Data Security Overview session and Salesforce Record Level Security Part 1. If you have not already gone through, then you can see the link in the description as well as in the comment, and you can go to these sessions first. Okay, so I have prepared some data for this session. So I have created two custom objects: job position object, which is OWD as a private, and another object I have created as job candidate, which is a child of this job position object in the master detail relationship. So the OWD is controlled by parent. Then I have created the three roles for the session: NTO user, who reports to NTO manager, who reports to NTO CEO, and I have assigned the three individual users to these roles. I have created two permission sets: position access, position salary access, then permission set group as well I have created, and I have added these two sets in the this group. Then I will also cover the mute permission set, how we can mute a permission set in the permission set group. In this like today's session we will cover the delete access, how we can mute it. I have also created a two sharing rule. One is criteria based sharing rule to share the permanent position records with the L1 group. Another sharing rule I have created as a owner based sharing rule to share the records created by the NTO manager role users with the L2 group. And these are the two public group, L1 and L2 public group, that I have created for this session. And also we will cover the view all and modify all access which override the sharing which we have applied here. Okay, so let's move to the Salesforce org. Okay, this is the one position object that I have created, and this is another object which is job candidate object, and you can see here this is in the master detail relationship with the job position. Now let's see the roles. These are the three roles I have created: NTO CEO, NTO manager, and NTO user. So you can see the role hierarchy, how they are reporting to each other. Okay, so these are the three users, Jain, Manya and Rakhi, and you can see their roles as well, like individual roles have been assigned to cover the sessions in our cover the different scenario in our session. So okay, the permission set, I have created a job position access permission set for this object, job position object. So you can see here it has the read access, create access, edit access, delete access, and all the field access except salary access. If you see, like the salary field is not shared with through this permission set. I have created another permission set which is position salary access. You can see here this is also on the same object, job position, and here I have especially given the salary access, salary field access. Then okay, I'll cover this part later, modify and all. This is the permission set group, and you can see here the permission sets in this group and the muting permission set in the group. So permission set, you can see here I have added both of these permission set which we have created separately and added in this group. Okay, and then sharing rules. So you can see, like job position object in the sharing setting, we have set up the OWD as a private for this object. Okay, and I have not enabled the role hierarchy here. However, the roles users are reporting to the different roles and the role are in the role hierarchy. However, I have not enabled that role hierarchy in the OWD. Okay, and then we can see the two sharing rules I have created. One is where the permanent, so the job type is permanent. Then we are sharing the job position records with the L1 group. This is the public group. And then another sharing rule which is like the records are created by the record owners are from the NTO manager role. Then we are sharing those with the L2 group. Okay, and you can see here the job candidate which is the child object of the job position. So the OWD for this object is controlled by parent, and as the access is driven from the parent. Even if I try to edit the default access or OWE for this one, I can show you, does it allow me to change or not. So you will see like candidate object altogether is not available for editing the sharing here, editing the OWD, you can see, right? So it's a controlled by parent. We cannot make any change in the sharing for this one. Even sharing rule, you cannot create a sharing rule for this object, because this is the child object of a with the master detail relationship. Okay, now I can show you. So I have created a one record Salesforce developer with my Rakhi user, and the another, there is a user Manya who is in the like NTO manager role, and through this user I have created this UI designer position record. Let me just select the like list view so that we can see the different fields as well. So this is the job role is the designer, job type is contract, not the permanent. If you remember, we have the sharing rule where we have set up the job type as a permanent, right? But this is a contract role and created by Manya, and this is the position, I mean the record. The other another user, which is the Jain user, if you can see Jain, and he is in the NTO user role, and job position records, if you see here, so there is all one record created by the Jain as well. I have logged in with the Jain. Okay, and this is also a contract type, and the record created by Rakhi, that is also a contract type. So ideally none of the record is of type permanent, so the sharing rule which we created for the permanent type, that is not being shared. So currently if you see, like Manya is not able to see other record created by Jain. Similarly Jain cannot see the record created by Rakhi or Manya, right? So now let's see what we can do, how we can allow these access. So let's go by the one by one, very simple way, which is like OWD. So let me change the OWD, and not basically the OWD we are changing, basically we are enabling the role hierarchy. So let me edit it. Okay, so this is private, that is the reason we are not able to see the others record. So I'm not changing the OWD. However, if you want to see, the options are available, public read only, public read write, but I'm keeping it as a private, and that is the best practice as well. You should keep the minimal access at org level. Now enabling the role hierarchy, I'm clicking the save now. Now let's see, will it share the record or not. So let me refresh this data. This is Manya, and this is Jain. Okay, so let me see, there might be some. Okay, the filter also we have applied on this list view, so let me remove that filter, list filter, this one. So let me remove this, and let's keep all positions, save. Let me try here now. So Manya, because she is in the role hierarchy above in the Jain, so so she is able to see the record of Jain as well, senior QA record. But if I try to refresh here, I'm not able to see Manya or Rakhi's record in Jain, right, through the Jain user. Okay, so this is the role hierarchy way, and like Rakhi is able to see all the record. The two reasons are here. One is role hierarchy, and other reason is because this is a system admin user, and system admin user have the modify all and the view all access. That is the reason the Rakhi is able to see the record. Okay, Now let me remove this role hierarchy because we have to cover the other options as well. Okay, so the role hierarchy was enabled. Now I'm removing because I want to explore the other options so that you guys can get the better idea. Okay, I'm just removing this role hierarchy. So the records will not be shared with the role hierarchy way. And now if I try to see, like Manya will not be able to see the Jane record. Like if you see here, she can only see by her record only. So now let's try the sharing rule. Okay, so the sharing rule which says like record type is permanent. So if I change any type of record type as a permanent for this job type, then this should be shared with the L1 group. Let me try that. So this is record created by Manya, and this is record created by Jen. If I try to change this one, let me edit it and change the role type, the job type as a permanent, so that it should be shared with the other users. Okay, so this is changed now. You can see the permanent. Now if I hit try, will it work or not? It will not work. The reason is the L1 group is there, however Manya is not added in the L1 group. So we have to go to this group and we should add in the L1 group. I'm just editing here, and I will add the Manya here, Manya. So we can see the options. So I'm selecting the user option so that I can add the Manya in that L1 group. Now let me try if Manya is able to see the permanent record created by Jen. Okay, you can see here because this is a permanent type record that is being shared. If I change the here as a record type, this job type as a contract, then again the sharing will not work because that is based on criteria, right? So the criteria based sharing. If I try this one and if I show you here now, this should not be shared with the Manya. See, we are not able to see, right? Okay, so now let me try the other option. So basically the record type, the job type is not, it's not basically the permanent job type, so still we want to share with the other group. So maybe like record owner, we can see if the record is created by the NTO manager, then it should be added by the it should be shared with the L2 group. So let me first see L2 group, and as we know, like Manya is in the manager role. If I show you the users, she is in the manager role, right? So the record shared created by Manya, this is the Manya role record created by manager, right? So let's try to share this record with the L2 group, and in the L2 group we can add Jen here. So there is no record, there is no user added into this one. So I'm just selecting Jen here, I'm adding in this group. Okay, so now let's see if Jen is able to see the record of this one of Manya, because Manya is the NTO manager role. Yes, you can see here now this record was created by Manya, and however it's being shared with Jen as well, and the job type is contract, not the permanent, right? So the sharing is working as it is. Now let's see if none of these options are working. Suppose I'm removing the users from the groups, and is there any other way that we can see, like if this like user is able to see the records even if no role hierarchy, no sharing rule is available, right? Or no sharing basically is enabled for that, is still how the user is able to see the record. So another option is, which I was talking about, that was a view all and modify all. So this option will come at the two basically two level. One is the permission set level and the object level basically, and other is the org level. Okay, so this is the object level because we are on the position object, and there is an option of view all. okay, and the modify all. Difference we know, like view all, you can see the record of every record in this object, and modify all, you can modify that record as well even if you are not the owner. Okay, so I'm just selecting the view all here, or let me try the modify all as well, because that will automatically enable the view all. Suppose if I remove this one, and if I select, if you see, like it will select the view all as well, right? So I'm just enabling this one. And now let's try, because we have removed the user from the public groups, right? So definitely user will not be able to see the record. But with the sharing access, and this record, this permission set group has been shared with the like has been aligned or being assigned to the Manya user and the Jen user. Like if I show you the permission position access, right? And I think this is the same permission set where we have made the changes, right? So we have made the change in the position access. So now let's try if Manya is able to see all the records or not. If you see here, now she can see, even if the record was created by Rakhi, which was a CEO in the role above role of Manya as well as in the Jen, and she is a system admin user, right? So you can see like every record is being shared because the position permission set is having the access to the modify all, even if I like the record created by Rakhi. Okay, let me try to edit it. I am in the lowest in the role hierarchy, so I can change it. Yeah, I'm allowed to change it. Okay, so modify all is also covered, view all is also covered. Now let me remove this modify all and view all, and let's see the field level security as well. Okay, I'm just removing this one, so everyone should not be allowed. Ideally this is not the right way. We should enable these options whenever it is required. However, this option is available at the system level. So basically modify all, you can see here, and the view all. Okay, so if you enable, so earlier we have added or we have enabled it for only for a specific object, which is the position object. But here if you enable in the system permission, in that case it will be applicable for all the object, all the records, regardless of the sharing. If you see here, organizational data regardless of sharing settings. So generally we do not enable this one until if it is really required. It generally is for the system admin users. Okay, now the another permission set which we created, salary access. So now let me see, because this permission set is not being assigned, right, to any user, and the salary access, let me try to add it. First of all, if I refresh, because I have removed that view all and modify access, so I will not be able to see the other record. Now let me try if I'm able to see the salary field here or not. You can see the salary field is not available, right? And even for Manya record as well, like the this record which is created by manager, I cannot see. Now let me do one thing, let me assign that permission set. Okay, so we have the permission set group, we have already created the permission set group, this one, and there both of the permission sets are available, right? So let me assign this permission set to Manya, because she is in manager role, and we want like the manager should be able to access the this field. Okay, so I'm just editing this record, and let me assign this permission set. I'm just removing this one. Instead of this, I will assign the permission set group. This is permission set group. You can go to this one and you can assign that permission set group which we have created. So position access group. Okay, I have saved it. Now let's try if Manya is able to see that salary field or not. If I try to add it, so salary field is coming. However, it is read only. So that is the reason you are not able to edit it, or there is no value in that one. Okay, so that will depend what access you have given, whether you have given the edit access as well, or you have just given the read access on that salary field. That will depend the access to that particular field. Okay, so in this position permission set, we can see we have given the delete access as well, right? So if I try to see if the user is able to delete the record, let me try it. Because this is the owner of the record, ideally he should be able, or he or she should be able to delete the record, and yes, it's working. But however, in my requirement later on it got changed, and we want like user who are having the edit and create access, that's fine, but they should not be able to delete the record. I have already assigned the permission set group, right? And I do not want the user still should be able to delete. How we can do this? So we have the muting permission set option. This is the muting permission set in group. This is the the permission set group that I have created. If I go to this one, then I'll go to that. I have created a permission set group in the muting set. There I have job position, right? So if I disable this one, let me just remove the delete option, muting. So basically it is showing like what I've already enabled, and this is what like you are going to do. So I'm going to mute the delete option here. Okay, so I'm just clicking on save, and now if this user will try to delete the record, ideally it should not be allowed. Let's see will it work or not. So you see like delete option altogether is not available here, right? So this is the way we can do the muting a permission set in a permission set group. Okay, let's move to this one. Yeah, so that's it for this session. Thank you everyone for joining. In next session we will be covering the different features, additional features which are provided by Salesforce for sharing the record access. Thank you.